All right, let's do it to it. Fastest show in MLB, absolutely anywhere. Welcome back, Cool to the Pen. The principal's office is already filled with degenerates, as always. We salute you. We see you. Give me a second. I'm sorry, guys. Live TV, it happens to us. I gotta get my beautiful quaff up in the screen. Forest Sports, everybody, man, I can't even keep up anymore. Brian Rose, we salute you. Capo and the crew, D-Rock, Taco Core. What's going on, Chris G? How are you? Yes, everybody. Yes, yo, and you don't stop. Big John come rocking a short shot. Here a call to the pen yesterday. Oh, my goodness. I've got so many fish hooks hit me. I'm sick to my stomach. I swear, if I were to look, and it's totally random. I'm not trying to make anything of this. But if we were to look at my distribution of wins and losses, I've been terrible earlier in the slate. So like at 7 p.m., I'm the worst. And come nighttime, it's awesome. Every single night, I feel like we start 0-4, 0-3. I'm like, I'm never going to win again. I'm sick to my stomach. And then back. And yesterday, the same thing. We hit like 4 plus 130s in a row like yesterday. The same tonight and whatever. The ups and downs are part of it. Getting to vocalize it. I mean, it was so bad yesterday, just be honest, before we dive into the full slate. Here at Call to the Pen, redheaded stepchild of the Hammer Betting Network, brought to you by the Pizza Man, bringing you the large round. John Laghezza at John Laghezza NBA Props 2-0 in the house. Make sure you're checking him out on Twitter. Matt W., you've got that Rockies win. We salute you, sir. Welcome back. Friends of the show, Inside Fire Sports. Let's go get him at the full slate pin. I'm telling you, I am in full-on mush mode. Just fade me at all costs. But let's not fade the analysis. Let's get right up into it. More than enough to do. Full slate. Spencer Strider and the Braves. Minus 265 favorites at Reese's Pieces Olsen in Detroit Rock City and the Tigers. I'm going to be honest. I have been catching a little bit of heat from the fantasy crowd on Reese Olsen. Yes, he pitched really well, and yes, we're looking at like 10 innings of some really nice work. I will be honest, there's very little holes in it. You check the formatted sheet. Everything is red, looking good. The zone contact is through the roof, which again could be okay if you're keeping the ball down, which he is. However, 0% home on a fly ball. This guy had a 5.6 ERA, 1.5 whip in the minor leagues before the promotion. I'm just not buying it. It's coming, for Reese Olsen, and what better team to deliver than the Braves? I mean, this one obviously is Braves to kill, right? Or nothing at all, I'd say. It just becomes such a nightmare to try and bet these games with Spencer Strider on the mound, right? You just kind of expect full-on domination, though keep in mind yesterday Atlanta bullpen got wore out. You won't see Iglesias today. He's got welts on his arse. So again, I think I don't even know. But when it comes to these games, sometimes I just kind of write them off in my mind. Now I'm looking, I just can't pay minus 165 for the F5 run line. You've got to think that would be in play. If not, the full game run line is certainly in play. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe Olsen is good, but I don't think it'd be good enough. Right now, Braves, total buzzsaw. Let's move it on. I had a lot of pitching action yesterday, man. I'm telling you, dropped so many hooks, but I'm getting right back into it. I got another one today. North of the border, those Bluebirds, Chris Bassett, the Hound, woo! Minus 140 favorites going to Baltimore to face the Blackbirds at Orange Vest. Dean, Krispy Kremer, plus 115 favorite. Bassett, 3.29 ERA, 102 whip, 640 OPS. Remember how bad the start was for him. So he's been so good. He's actually kind of dragging, he's starting to drag those numbers down. I really like Bassett. He has the deep arsenal, and I like when pitchers have different pathways to take on the mound. Thing I want to be looking for. Bring up the Bassett walk prop, please, Jay. Jay Coop on the ones and twos. Player props are fun. Yo, we salute you. One Jay to another, man. This is crazy. Welcome to the restaurant where the chefs eat, everybody. Rate, review, and subscribe. Everybody in here is just sharper than me. I swear, I'm just like the class clown. Larry L, what's going on, man? Good to see you. We all really do appreciate everybody taking the time. All right, so check it out. This is where I think, as I get into these pitching props, hat tip to my boy Matt in the chat, hat tip also to Frank Amarante that we had in the show, just kind of opening the door to me, right? And for all the stuff that I look at, you can't look at everything. And as edges get tighter, right, we love these F5 team totals. The book started to squash them. They juiced them up. Then it's worth it to go to the full game. You have other people doing smart work, and you want to be open-minded. And you see them doing pitching work, it's really super sharp. And I think using ball percentage and recency, we've gotten some edge, right? The last two nights we had Paul Blackburn plus 150, then Jesus Luzardo plus 140. Those are pretty hefty bets. to be nailing. So I think we want to be looking at the under for Chris Bassitt. And I think this is exactly what I'm talking about before we go. Right. So you see the 8% walk, single digit swing and strike, 22 whiff. Really not very good, right? He's not inducing chases. The ball rate, though, on the season at 35%, a little bit better than average. But more importantly, as of late, right, he's only hit that 2 walk mark once in the last 5 games. He has not walked a single batter in the last 15 2/3. Chris Bassitt under 1.5 walks at plus 125, right? So I've been kind of gravitating towards these. Far Sports random 8 or 9K game. Keep that in mind, everybody. When we get these full slates, that FanDuel daily strikeout leader thing is up. So just to give you an idea, I'm going to try and bounce back and forth. You know what? It's just too much for me to do everything, but I really do try. Man, where is Bassitt? Where is the hell on this, man? I got the menu up. He can't be too far buried at the bottom. I don't know. He's not on it for whatever reason. Bassitt's not on it. But some of these guys are going off at, 151. I'm dead serious. 151. Since I had it up, right, I disappointed you with the Bassitt. Yes, Jay, definitely hit that under. For example, I don't know. I almost feel like this camp around. Joe Musgrove is 150-1 to lead the night in strikeouts. I don't really care. Like, do you have to see the matchup? Do you really? Like, I feel like if you're going that far, 150-1, dude. At that point, seriously, if you are trying to overanalyze that, you're doing this wrong. That's not how you do this. You're trying to predict the future. So everybody, Jay Bird on the ones and twos. The Bassitt Hound also 150-1. I don't know if I'm buying it for Bassitt. He hasn't really K'd guys. I guess he had 8 Ks 2 times ago, but he hasn't gone into the double digits. But I'm just saying 150-1. 150-1. Other side, Krispy Kreme, just that 5 ERA, 1.5 whip. It's been pretty bad. I think I really like Toronto today. They're pretty juiced up, if not. Actually, not so bad. It's actually dropping. I wonder why. Jay, I'll take that. If you can get Toronto money line at better than minus 130, I've got that at a win. And then let's move it on. I got to hustle up, man. Next up, it's the Subway Series, New York Yankees. The Bronx Bombers, those pinstripers. I love the Highlanders, and I used to love Luis Severino, but right now it's been a bit of a disaster. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. You should talk to Herman about that sticky stuff. 5.75 ERA, 1.3 whip, 8.50 OPS, the expected ERA north of 6. Single-digit swing and strike, 22.5 whiff, just not what you expect at all. He is winning in the zone, though, which is unusual. But the misses have been punished. 14% barrel, more than 3 homer 9. 4.43 expected wOBA on contact, just atrocious. Righties having their way with them. 3.33 batting average. 10.99 OPS, more than 4 homer 9. I mean, Severino's been an abject disaster. We're all kind of waiting for it. You see it in spurts, right? 1 inning at a time, he looks awesome. But it just hasn't been there for an entire start. Luis Severino, 48-1 to lead the night in strikeouts, which I think is a little ridiculous. Max Scherzer, on the other side, old Blue Eye, that's chairman of the board. 9.5-1 to lead the night in strikeouts. Minus 150 favorites. I think I posted Mets run line here, right? Pretty distinct edge for Scherzer. He's looking really good again. All the earned run indicators 3.25 or below. He checks that 20% K minus BB. 32% ball rate, which is really great. Anything under 32 is great. 72.5 first strike, 37 O swing. The old man's still a bully, right? Remember that. I love that in F5 betting, people. First strike plus O swing over 100 is your bully metric. That's when you go get him. That's how you get fit to 15 outs, man. Lots of fly balls, but lots of pop-ups. I've got to love the old man. Yankees without Judge are, I don't know, a foot without sock. That makes sense. I don't know what they are. 69, nice. WRC plus, not any good. Mets not doing much better, but at least they're putting in the air. They are barreling up. So, this is kind of a race to the bottom. I just think the Mets get to Severino. I think they do have what's that? I took the Mets over 1/2 to make me over half. What's over half? Maybe it's me. All right, let's move it on. Give me the. All right, I think I'm going to leave this one. I'm done dog pounding on my Yankees, but I happen to bet on the Mets for you people out there. Next up, Rockies and Chase Anderson. Plus 195 dogs. We have looking at you, Matthew Williams. Staying in Boston, face Cutter with a K Crawford, minus 245 favorites. That win yesterday was absolutely insane, and it proved every single thing. I was in Matt's DMs congratulating him on a job well done. That if you watch that and you had bet like that, first of all, that's why you don't bet 250 or whatever that was, 265 yesterday. Nauseous. Just that was nauseating. Bases loaded, nobody out in the first. You think, ha, Matt, we're going to smoke this fool. And they did not smoke that fool. Devers chases a pitch outside of the zone, grabs him with a double play. It was all downhill from there. Rocky scored on an unearned run early. Rob a home run late, scored an unearned run. That was the difference maker in extra innings. I mean, holy mackerel. Missed calls left and right. Bad defense. It was everything that you'd hope for baseball betting. And that's just what it is, right? Again, I didn't even have the Rockies. It's not me boasting. We've been talking about why people play that stuff and where model betting sometimes will kind of mislead you. It's the truth, right? You don't get it. If your mean projections are generally going to lead you away from, guys that stink in spots that stink, and it just happens, right? Because the odds were there. So hat tip to all my smarties out there. Matt has Colorado again. I just don't think you're going to get it again this time. Chase Anderson, let's talk about over your skis. 2.25 ERA, one flat whip, but K-minus walk ERA and Sierra north of 4.85, 15% K is too low, 7.5 swing and strike, and whiff rate at 18.8. Don't know if I've seen that. That's the lowest I've seen maybe so far this season. He has controlled contact so far, but he's living off a 220 BABIP. I'm not buying it. I think he's going to get punished today. I think the Red Sox maybe just get it going, get up off the mat. Rockies offense stinks, 228 batting average last 500 plate appearances. They chase too much, swing and miss too much, K too much, everything basically at the bottom. I really like what we see from Cutter Crawford. People out there taking credit for this guy like they found. I was talking to him. He was on my preseason list for best fastballs in the game, stuff plus verified through the roof. So I really like Boston. Of course, today I'm sure they're gassed up. This might bring up the F5. I think I can get the F5 on this also. I'm going to go flips on our good friend Matt here, who's although remember I never disliked the +5 because playing for a tie. Also, I think Red Sox get it done today. No, that's too juice. We're going to pass on that, James. No thanks, but no thanks. We got to get up into the green. Although funny, I'll tell you, I was actually I was talking to Matt about this, or Frank and a couple other people. I was talking about how much losing I've done, right? I tweet way more about losing than winning. I try to be ahead of the curve. And my site's still up. Like, you'd think if you would just follow my Twitter about that, and everyone's getting smoked. And we're like, Matt asked me to come back with the crown again. Well, I don't know. The what is it? The line in the unicorn, fighting for the crown, the lining in unicorn, right? All around the town, man. All right, we'll see. 2 out of 3. Remember Bill and Ted's? Best 3 out of 5. 4 out of 7. Damn right. Let's move it on. Come on. Give me the Red Sox, but we're campaigning juice. That's a good parlay play. I'm going to get the Red Sox into a parlay. I think I might even post the full game run line, but bullpens really, really, really scare me. And every time I seem to chase them, they get me in trouble. Next up, Milwaukee and Corbin Burns, minus 105. In the Twin Cities, Pablo Lopez and the Twins. I'm not going to bury the lead. I'm not one of the people throwing dirt on the grave of Corbin Burns. I think he's looking better and better all the time. So let's go with that F5 money line for the Brewers. I also checked the under on the walk prop. I also like that also, Frankie was talking about that. He didn't walk a single batter, and I think you got to be careful with a guy like Burns using rearview mirror this season when, again, the trajectory, we know what he's got. So if he corrects course, you don't want to be following that stuff. The same way, again, we talk about flaws in model betting, right? Larger samples, which we like to weigh. If you're heavily model betting, you're going to bet on Alec Manoah all the time, right? Because it says you had 200 innings with this guy. It was awesome. And you're always going to be slow. Projections are going to be slow. Models are going to be slow. So sometimes you have to kind of get up in there. I think Burns taking off. So give me Milwaukee. Again, the Twins' offense really kind of terrible also. Dead last in the league, 29.5% K rate, last 500 PAs, 12.5 swing and strike, 84 zone contact, 86 WRC plus as a team. I think they're going to struggle, so let's move it on from there. Give me Burns. I'm going to go down with the Burnsy ship. And again, if you want to hit the walks, if that walk was at better than plus 110, I'll take that also, Jay, because the disciplinary basket for the Twins so poor. Right, bottom 5 in walk and they're just bad disciplinarily. All right, next up. See, I'm just going to hustle. I might be looking ahead. I might be looking downfield. I just got my eye like blinders on. It's a Giants. San Francisco treats and Alex Canton of Corn on the Cobb. -105 slight favorites. In St. Louis against the Redbirds under the arch. Against Jack Flaherty, -115. Man, I really love Cobb, and it's just been a bit of a letdown. And we talked about it. If it's the defense, I got to be honest, I don't want to. Yeah, on the Birds. I don't want to blame the defense because I don't physically see it. I don't have defensive stats. But 3 ERA, 3.25, xFIP, 3.5 Sierra. This is Cobb, 6% walk, 68 first strike, only 16 foul, 32 O swing. Everything kind of in place. There is some zone contact going on, but the 345 BABIP is killing him. 58 ground ball, we love that. 7 barrel, 3 blast, 3/4 homer, 9. A lot of stuff that we really, really like about Cobb. But again, it's just been a tough go for him. Same for Flaherty, but him also. I don't want to put him in the same exact basket as Burns. I don't think Flaherty's quite as good as Burns. Far Sports says this line sucks. We agree. I don't want to put Flaherty in the same basket as Burns. However, we do need to be thinking about Burns' potential and him correcting course, which I've been talking about again. I've kind of disobeyed the model, right? Looking at you, OPMG, and the other capos out there using the algo to bet and stuff. Remember, that is what's going on, right? There's a part of it that is going to be subjective when it comes to the read, right? Not using raw totals. I was talking to Jay Bird about this, right? That you could have a total go over the number, but if you break it down, it might not be strong, and vice versa. So, we were also maybe doing like a tutorial. I was thinking maybe that is going to be a really good idea. If I drew up examples that prove the points with a few of them, I could really just have Fire Sports Stinky Cheese. Yes. So I don't know. I'm a little bit torn on this one. Giants and Cardinals. Just making sure. I didn't really have anything that kind of stuck out. I'm leaving this one. I think I'm with the crew on this one. I don't know. I like the Cardinals more than everyone. Again, data. They're starting to put the hard hit stuff together. Cardinals, number 2 in the league, expected WOBA against righties last 30 days. Right. So again, where lefties even 30 days get you in trouble, righties, pretty good sample. The Cardinals, I think they're going to start getting up off the map, but every time you see them, they try to get the motor going. It's just not going. But it's there. It's lift. It's hard hits. It's stuff we're looking for. The K rate is down. The chase rate is down. It's just only a matter of time before I think the talent reigns supreme. It could start at any time. But again, it just hasn't really happened yet. Remember, bullpens also, if you are betting this one in any kind of facet, big time disparity. And answer real time. Forest Sports says Gorman TB maybe. Matt, I'm with you. Projections. I'm with STL. However, my worry is the bullpen, as always. Our worry, I should say, right, as a group, is a bullpen. Last 15 innings, the Giants, 3.15 Sierra, 2.17 ERA, 0.98 whip. They've been very, very good. 3 barrel, half a homer, 9. Flip side, St. Louis, not any good. Helsley on the IL. 5.5 ERA, 1.5 whip. It's 31 2/3 innings, 266 opposing BA, 11.5 barrel, 46 hard hit. Those are all like bottom 3, bottom 5 at best. So again, I think if you like the Cardinals, you got to shorten this one because again, you're not going to get much distance from Flaherty. So I don't know the answer to this one. I'm not betting it, but just to give you an idea, hopefully a bit of the process, some of the nuance and the context that you get when you roll with us. I'd call it a pen that maybe he's not in some of these other shows are a bit more anodyne, a bit more low-hanging fruit and people giving out -230 bets and that have much better winning records than I do. Although some people out there are losing units and winning records, right? I have a losing record, but winning units. So I don't know. Give me the money. Although, gosh, I wish I could get us all going. I'm telling you, I would lose so you could win. All right, next up. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates. Luis Ortiz +120 going to the Cubbies. And Jameson Taillon -150 on the Cubs. I would not be touching either side on this. I know for a fact from looking at it, the algo just broke to the over, right? Just to be clear. So I'm broken to the over. I've got, to be honest, to get up near 3 runs through 5, as far as the model goes, is really, really strong. I have the Cubs at 3 runs. So this one, I'm over the F5, 04.5. Again, it's not a hard and fast rule, but I like to be just objective in my approach. And if we're going to talk trash about bullpens because they stink, and we're going to talk trash about the ghost runner because it's stupid, then we probably want to lean on our overs towards the full game, unless we're up against a buzzsaw bullpen. So let's take a look at just that. Yeah, fire. I wouldn't be touching either side. No thanks. Again, thank you, everybody in the crew. The comment section just goes nuts. People giving out their own stuff and their own interactions is really just awesome. I really do appreciate it. Again, it's like the comment section here is like the bar in the restaurant where the chefs eat, where they do all. Again, what are they eating there? Always raw clams, always raw oysters, lots of brown liquor. Damn right. I've been there, right? I don't just talk it, I live it. This one, Pittsburgh and Chicago each last minimum 37 innings in the bullpen, minimum 4.5 Sierra, minimum 1.55 whip, minimum 43 fly ball, minimum 8.5 barrel, minimum 1.3 homer 9. So I would go towards the over on this one. I printed this one. Let's go over also. Full gamey over. Yeah, this one people want. Yeah, I'll eat the juice for the 8.5. Bet you about $1 this one's closing at 9. It might even go to very rarely do we see 9.5. I'm telling you, I'm so far to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of times my algo can. Gosh, I don't want to. Sound so arrogant, but it can be a bit predictive because I use the things that people use. So like that's part of the pricing mechanism. OPMG, yes, we salute you too. All right, everybody, let's move it up. So just that one's over or nothing for me. Next up, Jaime Barria plus 115 dog. Going to Texas. I got Cody Bradford, but I saw a couple different names on this one also. But it looks like it could just be an opener. Regardless, I was a bit surprised. Jaime Barria, one of my favorite it's funny, when I first got into the game, my boy Corey, I don't think he's watching, but when we started betting, we called them F5 heroes, right? Guys that were just awesome for 5 innings. And nobody cared, and the team wouldn't maybe even be bad and lose. And they would still come out as a dog next time. Bring up the Angels. I don't want to bury the lead. We got to be fast. So, Barria's been awesome. 1.85 ERA now. I don't think he's that good, but, right, 0.97 whip, a 4.90 OPS, expected ERA below 3, PFIP below 2.7, 16 K minus walk, 12 swing and strike, 29 CSW, checking the boxes, 35% ball, 27 whiff. The disciplinary stuff is intact. He's lived on a good BABIP, absolutely, for sure, but 45 ground ball, 4% barrel, 1% blast, half a homer 9, 260 expected WOBA. These are all really, really good. He's been really tough. I don't want to smash on Bradford, but again, it's an opener, and the Texas opener is just kind of bad. Matt is on the plus. You know what, Matt? I'm gonna go with you again. I like to show that I am. I'm not just an open book. This is a 2-way street, baby. Like throwing a hot dog down the hallway. Hi-yo. Yeah, if you can get. Sorry for the audio only people. So I mentioned the LA F5 money line. That's like right around even. Sure. When you have the dog, you really want to take a look at the half line. And Matt had 115. We're already starting to climb to 120, which I think we can get to because again, I don't think it's absurd at all. I honestly think that's one of the better prices in the game. Right? Think about it, 30 cents, not just for a run, which is I think is cheap. It's a run that puts you in the win. So let's tail Matt here and not be greedy. Right? Pigs eat, hogs get slaughtered, everybody. And we'll pay you a touch of juice to get this Judas one on a tie. Because, again, the Texas offense is really good. And I think that's fair. So that's probably where Matt was going with it, right? Lean on, the Texas offense, they are darn excellent right now. Top 3 in the league, average OVP, OPS, last 500. LA not far behind, leading the league in homers. Pole rate, barrel rate, this is like Clash of the Titans stuff. So this has like playoff kind of feels to it. But I think Barria is better than opener. Texas opener, F5. Next up, it's the Reds and Brandon Williamson minus 105 on a road in Kansas City against Jordan Lyles. The Royals with cheese. Oh, my God. I can't believe it. It's so funny. Like, the Royals just I feel like they surrendered. We've been hearing about, like, they had stuff. It was like Lynch and Bubich and, like, Kolar and Carlos Hernandez. And now it's like Greinke and Lyles. It's so bad. Lyles has been punished. Williamson not far behind. This is over or not. This is like a Spider-Man gif, to be honest. Williamson and Lyles, minimum 812 OPS, minimum 515 expected ERA, minimum 520 Sierra. Not any good. Maximum 77 stuff plus on the fastball, maximum 17.8 K percentage. Yikes! Williamson with the double-digit walk rate. Both with the single-digit K minus walk. Both with the ball rate up at 38. This is really bad. Both with the fly ball rate up over 48. So this is another one over. I went over on this one yesterday. They made us wait for it. right? Again, I've just been such a mushad. Oh my God, my loika on everything is just totally mushed. Right, we come out in the box. We got 5 runs through 2.5 innings. We're like hot to trot. Yeah, finally losing streak ending. And I swear we're gonna every play you sweat to the last out if we get it. It's just been an absolute roller coaster. But for me, this one it's over or not. How high has the line gotten? That's a problem with these. Overs are very 10. I don't want to go to 11. Larry L plus turbo bullpens. Yeah, I hear you, man. I've actually mentioned this as being part of it. You know what, Jay? Jay's actually spotted a couple 9.5. Sounds like a good time to promote betstamp.app/call to the pen. I mean, I've talked about like our real-time advertisement. Holler if you hear me. I mean, seriously, like legit, like we just avoided needing the 11th run and only go to -115. So thank you, Betstamp. Like real-time hero, sponsor the show. Thank you so much. So Larry L, there you go. But like, see what I mean? If you could go, if you wanted to need 11, shoot, who doesn't want to win at 10? And again, it's a really tough Cody's bullpen stick. Kansas City last 42 2/3, 6.3 ERA, 1.6 WHIP, 87 zone contact. They've eaten 5 losses last 2 weeks. Cincinnati 51 and a third, 4.7 Sierra, only 17% K, 44 fly ball, 10 barrel. Yikes! That's how you get in trouble. So yeah, this one again over nothing. If we don't get it early, we get it late. Last thing, because I know I'm. Jeff, I remember Big Papa Bump. Holy crap! At the end, he was like, "Oh my goodness!" He was not long for this world. Sorry, pal. R.I.P. Wow. Jeez. All right, let's keep moving. Are we gonna even get to the end of this? I can't even tell anymore. I don't even know like where the pays where I'm supposed to be. I don't know anymore. Oh my gosh, there's so much to do. Next up, it's Patrick Corbin time plus 215 dog on the road in Houston against Hunter Brown minus 270. This one is pretty chalky for me. It's Houston. Run line or nothing. I guess I'll take that right off the bat. Let's get that bad boy covered up. Patrick Corbin, 4.9 ERA, 1.5 WHIP with the OPS north of 800. The K rate down to 14.9, swinging strike, 21 whiff, 91 zone contact, 376 x WOBA. He's back, everybody. 307 BA lefty righty split. No, sorry, that was home righty. I'm sorry, that was my mistake. Let's back it up. The righty split is correct. 320 batting average for righty so far in the year. 860 OPS on the road, 880 OPS on the road for Patrick Corbin. Back on track, 5.7 ERA, 2.22 homer 9. So yeah, he's back. Hunter Brown's been excellent. One of the better surprises. I mean, I feel like we're not really hearing about him for Rookie of the Year. Me that we should keep that in mind. Somebody tagged me on Twitter. Remind me to look for his pricing for Rookie of the Year. 3.69 ERA, 1.21 WHIP, but it's been distance, it's been everything. 28% K, 20K on his BB, checking the boxes. He's been really good, and he has not even gotten in front of hitters. If he starts doing that, he could level up. 55 ground ball, 7 barrel, 3/4 90, ex-Wobo sub 290. You got to really like Hunter Brown. We are like the Washington supporters. Please don't hate, but, it's not a power thing. OBP sub 300 right now. Last 500 OBP. Dead last on line drive rate. That number's like 15%. They don't hit the ball hard. They do not hit the ball hard. Houston, however, starting to click back up. It's been really up and down. The home run ball has been there because they pull the ball and they're at home, right? That's the thing you want to look at. Houston offense, I really like them much better at home. They're also a bit better against, with the aiming at the Crawford boxes. That 45% pull rate is top 2 in the majors. Again, pairing it with the top 5 contact rate is leading them to the home run. I think it's top 8 home runs, 18 home runs, last 500 PAs. OPMG has our favorite bet. That's FGTT. Is that right? FGTT 02.5. She's sharp. I never really see again. It failed on the F5. I didn't think to look full game. I mean, again, it's hard to argue any professional team. Especially we like them. Like the offense is not trash. I do tend to like Brown. For the record, before we move on, I have the Nats at 3.57 to finish. So. Matt says, everyone watching, be sure to hit the like button and help Big Jonah. Yeah, I always forget to do that. This show's going to get canceled for lack of engagement, for lack of total viewership, and everyone that's we're going to end up with this maniacs in the outside alone. What's going on, man? What happened? So tell your friends about the fastest show in MLB. Absolutely anywhere. Moving up, Cleveland Guardians and Tanner Bybee. He's been awesome too as a rookie. I like him a lot. On the road against Joey Musgrove. Joey Musgrove's 150 to 1 to to lead the night in Ks. Yeah, I understand the Guardians don't really strike out, but it's just still. It's just whatever. It's a still. They chase a ton. That 36% chase rate is bottom 5. They don't walk. If Musgrove's got the goods. I mean, the ball rate down at 33, first strike up at 70, O swing at 35, bully metric intact. The strikeout pitch really hasn't been there for Musgrove, but again, I just don't think 150. I don't think 151 makes sense. Over 700 subs. Thank you very much, man. Little landmark. Jay and I were hoping to get that for the season, I think. Methinks. So really, thank you so much. Really kind of surpassed expectations. Man, Cleveland and San Diego, I think I have this one labeled as a dogfight, everybody. So don't ding me on it, meaning, the over-under at 7.5, hard to go below it. Hard to go under it with the San Diego. I kind of tend to like Cleveland with the half run, but man, that San Diego offense just had me shaking and I couldn't pull the trigger. But to be honest, I have it at 2.4 to 2.05, which is a San Diego win, but you could justify it. Jay Bird had me thinking about percentage odds. I'm gonna try to work this out. But meaning, it's close, but I don't know if it's close enough because that offense again, I don't know if I could smell it. I could smell it coming. So I'm fading this one. Next up is not even listed. I guess Oakland hasn't chosen yet. I thought it was going to be Hogan's Heroes Harris. I heard someone else go Hollywood Hogan Harris. That was Clay Lake. I don't want to steal his stuff. I always listen to RW. So I have Beeks versus Harris, Rays versus Oakland. This to me is like the easiest thing to fade. Yeah, I mean, to bet on Beeks at minus 225 is malpractice for me. I've never been a fan. You never really know what kind of distance you're going to get. Plus, he's rocking a 6 ERA so far this year. Funny enough, I got to look now. Did Oakland come up at a 2.5? Oh, it's not listed. I haven't looked since this morning. If the Oakland F5 TT is at 1.5, that might be something that's a hit. Yeah, I would call it. Yeah, I would say if it is 2.5 is an A, but that'd be the only thing I'm really looking at. Again, I think in these games that's what you're looking for, right? You're looking at, you don't want to bet on Tampa in these games. You want to bet on Oakland. Michael K says his donkey play Oakland TT 3.5 plus 110. I'm telling you, I don't actually. I'm telling you, I'm not only the rag. I don't think that's the donkey stuff. I think that's how you get paid. You get the plus money on the teams that people hate. It's just they're so flawed. They really are. They're so flawed. But it's funny, they're not flawed the way you think. Normally teams that stink, they like strike out like crazy. We haven't seen that. 22% K from the A's, last 500 PAs, 11% walk rate. That's like top 3. It's good. 28% chase. That's good. But they're ground ball machines. They're not hitting home runs right now. The splits are really tough. They're really struggling against righties. 270 X1 against righties last 30 days. But again, with their kind of sellout guys, once they get it going, maybe it does. It's really tough to bet on them at all right now, no doubt about it. Next up, the Phillies and Zach Wheeler minus 140 favorites in the desert. The Snakes with shapes in their back. I was like a big Diamondback supporter, and now I'm finding myself betting against it. They keep beating the heck out of me. Give you an idea of how I've been doing, torturing my followers, man. I'm telling you. Really taking them through the tortured life of learning how to bet. Phillies at 5 money line felt safe enough at 5-1, right? Finally, we got one. And that's how you know that you suck. That's how you know that things suck for you at the time, I should say. You're right. The work is good. The cap is good. What are you going to do? How would you not take a 5-1 lead, in the third, looking dominant? You know what I'm saying? And we lost. Pushed. I'm sorry. But it felt like a loss. Matty's on the half-run cover, F5. I actually have an algo ring, and anything at minus 55, I could go there for that because I have it. Arizona stuck at 2, and I have Philly leaning towards the 3. I'm actually just as close to the under because this one went up to 5. I know Matty's not into it. A lot of people are not really doing unders in this offensive environment, which I get. Though I've hit a bunch because sometimes it's just too much. OPMG, wondering if Oakland is heating up. I don't know, man. I think I need a little bit more. I know we talk about discipline, pretending offensive production, and I said that the discipline has been there. It's just, gosh, there's nothing else there. So maybe, but there's nothing else there right now They're like an OBP team. Like you can't really do. It's hard to just rely on that. So back to this one. I think I have something on this one. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Bring up the Phillies walk prop. Wheeler's another one of those guys like Bassett. So this one I'm kind of pairing, not as a parlay, but splitting the risk and hoping to hit one out of two. Whenever you get these bets and they're at +1, what do you got? Down to +110. I got +120 or +130 earlier. I think people started smelling that one. So you like the unders on walk props when you have the strong, skill set on the mound. Wheeler's control is top notch right now. 5% walk rate, ball rate down into 34s, 29 whiff, 35 O swing, 80 zone contact, right? So he's winning in the zone and inducing chases. He's been excellent. This one I had a hard time believing. Check this out, right? So, of course, the line is 1.5. But you got to split these stats. So, Zach Wheeler, right, has 7 walks total in his last 8 games started. Last I checked, 7 less than 8. I've got that many fingers at least. So he's had one and another 2, right? So I guess I could describe that also. So he has not gone over, hit the 2 mark in 8 starts. He hasn't. I don't know. I don't know why this one is juiced up the way it is. I get the line, but at plus money, hit that one. I think that one we like for sure. And then flip side is Arizona. I guess they don't really chase, but they make a ton of contact. Arizona top 2, I think, in zone contact. It's above 90% as a team. So though the walk rate is there, like I get that part, I totally get it. They make a ton of contact. We're throwing strikes like a mofo. I don't know. They put the ball in play. That's what I'm expecting, right? Again, the walk prop doesn't necessarily mean domination. Others, of course, if you do get run out the building, as long as you don't walk 2 guys, good too. We love that in play out. Oh, in play out. Oh, love that in play out. When you bet those unders, KO walk, right? Oh, in play. All right, next up. So Dan said, I might have even had. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Hold on. I might have had Philly printed somewhere else. No. I didn't have Philly printed anywhere else. That was yesterday. Next up. Last up. No, there's 2 more. Got to be quick. Edward Cabrera and the Marlins, +130 dogs in Seattle against George Kirby, the pickle, -155. All the sharps out there realizing that Kirby prop, that -1.5, that 1.5 under on the walks is now gone. It went to a half, similar to the F5 team totals. So like you're kind of going through what we went through last year. I was calling it the Empire Strikes Back. So, you got to adjust, you got to wiggle, you got to do what you got to do. Cabrera, I think, has outperformed the 4.3 ERA, 1.3 whip, 29% K, the walk rate through the roof. That's really the thing, but it's very erratic. So it's not all the time. So they're going to give him the big prop, 2.5, but it's also going to come juice to the gills. I'm not touching it. I really tend to like George Kirby. He's one of my guys. It's just juiced up right now. Miami offense also playing well. People usually don't want to hear that stuff. Seattle offense not playing well at all. In particular, split lefty-righty. They're much better lefty versus righty right now. So this one is a parlay pick for me. I'm going to add this one later on. Like whatever it's like Toronto and Seattle. I mean, that's how I like to build my parlays. Okay, with the juiced up stuff, the plays I feel really strong about that I just don't have the stomach to pay for because I don't want to lose and eat that. It's just the worst. Because again, if you do them in pairs, you need more than 50% doesn't win. The win rate puts you behind. So if you turn down a risk on a parlay, I'd rather lose 100% of less than 1/2 of 8 times that X. So I know it's a bit of a spin, but that's what you got to think about backdoors and stuff and profiting and moving forward. So, bit of application there. Boom, boom, boom. Feather sticking in the cap. Appreciate your rate, review, and subscribe. Colton Panda HQ. The march to 1,000 subscribers. Let's go. Hi, yo. All right, last game, then we'll get out of here. We can do the recap on Twitter. Come follow the image, whatever. Last up, it's Lance Lynn, who's probably in a lot of trouble. +175 dog on the road against the Dodgers, Tony Gonsolin, and the Charlie Dodgers. I don't know, Lance Lynn. I think he's toast. You know what I mean? Until he shows us otherwise, I'm done chasing. I know last year he turned around on a dime, but that's fine. He can't keep running him out there. It's gross. 870 OPS is gross. The Dodgers are most likely going to hurt him. Lefties in particular really having their way. 362 batting average, 1115 OPS, 3.5 homer 9 against Lance Lynn. So it's all the Dodger, lefties, right? Freddie Freeman over total bases, of course. Easy peasy. If that one's at even minus 115, I'll take it. You don't hear me often go with the minus, but I would. This one, if you get Freeman over 1.5 total bases, is just pure decimation against Lynn, and the Chicago bullpen stinks. So I always like that backdoor. All right, even 110, see 110 if you get to, we're getting Rimmer on people. We don't use the best price here because I don't want to post stuff that people can't get. I like to post prices that I hope people can get on the way home when they listen, because remember, we're thinking about you, the commuter. So Jay, let's just do the recap on Twitter. We're long. I want to get out of here. Appreciate you all. Thank you all so much. Video people, Jay, of course, he's never going to let you down. He went and scrolled it for you. Hopefully we can keep it going. The player props were kind of moving a little bit yesterday. I don't know, man. Eventually, I think we're just going to take off because it's been so much yuck and so little woo. So let's get some woo. Rate, review, and subscribe. And let's get out of here. We will check you tomorrow live at noon with the fastest show in MLB. Absolutely anywhere. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your day. When we're done with the book, enjoy that pay. And remember, when you work this hard, there's a lot less like luck. Yo, see you tomorrow. Peace.